All right. Hey, team, what's going on? It's a little later than I wanted to here on lunch on a Friday, but I had some camera issues as usual, so it took me a little time to get that pulled together. But we're here now, and we've got about an hour to play, so we're going to do some game design today. We're updating the color mana spell point variant rules for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, now using the 2024 rules. Okay, cool. My volume's okay. There we go. And so those books are already published on DMsGuild. There's a link down below. But with the new 2024 rules in place, I think color mana system works better with 2024 than it did with 2014. Wizards gave more resources to characters, like more stuff that they can manipulate and like tinker with, as far as like dials and levers you can pull on your character, what you can do, and I think that helps in the design space of the color mana system, like being able to give away like free spells and spell slot acquisition and stuff like that. I think the system is, from everything I've seen, it makes it easier for me to design color mana options than it was for 2014, because in 2014 I had to potentially add resources to your character to make it work, but with 2014 being so resource rich to characters, I can just swap things now. So it looks like 5e24 caught up to the power curve that the color mana system was building into. It's stronger than just spell slots, but with resource swapping, I think it's going to work just fine. And so far, I've enjoyed it. So let's see. I'm updated on my yammering, so I can now just update my screen here and close off the intro here by saying, hey, I think stuff today is cool. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications of when we're live in the future. I stream 9 times per week, Monday through Friday in the morning. I do artwork for the books that I create. Here's a bunch of books that I've already created that are on the DMsGuild. They all have free previews. Let's dive into the color mana system here real quick for you guys to take a gander. Shazam, thank you. Things pop up. There's like 7 books in the series, 33% bundle discount. Buy what you want. You can read them all 100% cover to cover. Like, for example, pop this open and full-size preview. Click there. This is the color mana spell list. Talks about how what the 5 colors of magic are. General aspects, like mechanical tags, if you would, for like things that are inside of the D&D game world, as well as the damage types that are in D&D mechanics that are divided then into the white, blue, black, red, and green division. Each color has 4 damage types associated with it. It's very well balanced in that sense. And that's not contrived. That is how the colors of Magic the Gathering, like lightning and fires, like there's like 3 out of 20,000 cards that have fire and lightning in them that aren't red. So like it's vastly on point. Acid is incredibly a black-green thing. Necrotic being black energy. Radiant being white energy. These things all just white, blue, and black as psychic energy. All these things are just very intuitive between Magic the Gathering narrative and the mechanics of D&D. So creating a spell point system that allows us to cross over is awesome. If you want to read along in today's game design work, you can click up here into the Marshall Powers playtest doc. It's a read-only Google Doc for you, but you can read everything. First off is the Marshall Powers playtest content that gives a mana source to barbarians, fighters, monks, paladins, and then creates more versatility in how mana can be expended for rangers and paladins, as well as artificers and warlocks. And of course, the rogue also uses the Martial Power system, which is a half-casting progression system that uses a short rest mana regain, similar to the packed mana that warlocks have, and the key points, martial point, I don't know what they call them anymore. I forget. Focus points, thank you. The focus points that monks get. Same progression, and you can have your rangers and your paladins run on this short rest mechanic as well. All the classes have been converted to be mana, to be mana supplied and run on mana, like strike powers, maneuvers, exploits, reactions, are all instantaneous effects that you perform by either spending action economy or just as part of, like, say, rolling a die. Like if I'm making a D20 test, I can throw mana on top of that D20 test to modify the results. So I'm burning mana to succeed at ability checks or attack rolls, or to spend mana like a paladin. Every time I hit, I can spend mana to do a little extra damage. While a paladin, I can spend mana on any hit that they want, but they could also use their bonus action to juice that attack to get free mana that can then be stacked on top of the damage that they're already doing, so that they're pacing the exact same sort of damage in this system as the paladin does in 5e2-4. This just gets there in a different way. It's interesting. It's really fun how well the math works out. Like rogues being able to sacrifice hit dice when they make a sneak attack. They can sacrifice hit dice to get mana to spend on strike effects. It's like to banish things, blind things, paralyze things, put things to sleep, knock them down, paralyze them. I may have said that already. Restraining strikes, catch people on fire, deal like reveal invisible targets, like 27 different strike powers that a rogue can just prepare these different strike powers, and then when you do sneak attack, you can trigger them. There's sustained effects, which are like auras that you place on yourself that modify how your character operates, either like what kind of reach they have, what their action economy can be used for, how many reactions they have, regeneration. There's also like changing your size. There's also a lot of fun abilities in here. And then we get into the actual classes, which we've rebuilt all the classes to be able to utilize to have mana be their core feature that they're building off of. So everything is modified by or modifies using mana. And all the subclasses are completed, including bonus powers that you gain as a martial character. Here's a barbarian, right? Here's barbarian stuff that you can do. And here's all the subclasses. So we've done the barbarian, we've done the fighter already, we've done the monk already. We've done the rogue already. We've done the ranger and the paladin. And then we finished just for the color mana system, without the power system, just the color mana system for converting spellcasting into the color mana system. We've completed the wizard, the sorcerer, the druid, and the cleric. Now today we're working on the bard. So that's where we're at right now. That's the ranger. Let's see if I can kick down here. So if you want to join me, and again, the link is right here to click through to the playtest document. And if you want to join me down here, I want to say it's page 136. Page 136. Too far. Here we go. Bard College. So here we see a Bard's progression. We start with 2 mana because you get 2 first level spell slots in D&D at first level. So you get 2 mana at first level. And then your mana continues to scale up over the course of 20 levels. You cap off with 80 mana. You'll have a total of 23 spells that you have prepared over the course of your career of your 20 levels. And then you get your bonus spells that you get with your subclass. So you'll end up with 33 spells, which is not unusual for full casters in D&D at all. Casting level was also the maximum amount of mana that you can spend at a time. Every level of spell expends 1 point of mana. And when you are casting a spell, like for example, let's zoom in here. Let's see, what's an easy one? Legend Lore is a blue mana spell. It's a 5th level spell, so I would spend 5 mana. 1 point would be blue, and the rest of it can be any color that I want. I then, whenever I finish a short or long rest, however much mana I have at that time, I can devote each point to a color. So if I need to cast Legend Lore 5 times before I take my next rest, then I have to have at least 5 points of mana. Well, I'm going to have 5 points of mana in blue, plus another 20 points of something else. So 5 times you cast it, 25 mana total, 5 of which has to be blue. Otherwise, you can't cast Legend Lore until you rest and change your color pool to have the color that you want. So there's some limited scope, additional resource management that casters and paladins and rangers have this too on their spells, but powers can be any color that you want. It doesn't matter, and you can just use color as an identity thing. Like if I'm going to play a Rakdos barbarian, then I'd be channeling with black and red mana. While if I multi-classed into sorcerer to be like a bud sorcerer of worshiper of Rakdos, then the spells that I'd want to choose would be black or red spells. And if I wanted a white spell, I would then be able to spend time to research it to be the color that I want it to be, so that I could learn it in the colors that I operate inside of. Or I could prepare the spell and then prepare it again. So I prepare it once as it's supposed to be, and then if I prepare it twice, I change the color to be the color that I want it to be, if I don't have the time to research it. And in the Ravnica campaign setting, using this system, your renown level determines what level of spells you have free access to research in your downtime. You don't have to spend any money on it. It's just a perk of being part of the guild. Just go to a guild headquarters and just spend time with the tomes, the scrolls, the movements, however inject yourself with the information and wait for your chemistry to change if you're doing Simic or however you do it. But you show up to your guild, time served equals change spell of choice to the color that you want. And that way you can also identify if you see characters that are throwing white spells around with black magic and they're doing a lot of them, chances are they're really strong. So you can get an idea of, like, just by observing how do they work. They're just literally just dripping black magic off of them with multiple layers of auras that are active at the same time. It's like, yeah, that guy's a monster, because you can just tell. You can literally read the bands of magic that are wreathing them, if that's how you narrate it. You can just get a read on that guy. It's like, yeah, that guy is sporting like 13 levels worth of mana power. We're 7th level. We should really consider our options if we want to pick a fight with that dude. So you can like literally see the magic on them because it's color. And so there could be visible magic, and then there could be the invisible magic that you have to use detect magic or true seeing to detect. But all of this could be expressed as a visual language of colors that are wreathing or infused with or projected by or emanating from whatever target it is that you're looking for. So super fun. It's a great narrative system. It's amazing. It really is just amazing. So back on track. We're talking about the Bard today. We have our Bardic Inspiration die. We have our Bard features, blah, blah, blah. Let's see, Inspiration dice. Let's see, Bardic Inspiration. So you can use a reaction to spend inspiration to trigger to help a friend, or you can hand them off to them if you want. Your uses, expertise, check all trade, variant, class feature, font of inspiration. Here we go, level 5. You can now regain all expended uses of Bardic Inspiration when you finish a short or long rest. In addition, you can expend 2 points of mana to regain 1 expended use of Bardic Inspiration, and you can expend 1 Bardic Inspiration die to regain 2 points of mana. So you can your inspiration pool is now your mana pool. So if you're the kind of player that don't think that the Bard should have spellcasting, then you can just spend all your mana on inspiration every round. just like all the time. Just constantly load people up on inspiration dice and blow your entire mana pool, because at 20th level you have 80 of them. So you've got a ton. And how many cantrip bardic die? How much bardic dice do you get? You can get 1 die of inspiration, creature 60 feet. You gain a bardic inspiration die. Creature fails the 20 test. Bardic Inspiration die is expended when it is rolled away, and if not used before 10 at higher levels, Bardic Inspiration die changes. Number of uses. The number of Bardic Inspiration dice equals your Charisma modifier, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest, which will eventually become a short rest, which means that you essentially have, assuming you only do one short rest a day, you're going to get an extra 10 mana. So you don't actually have 80 mana. You have, if you wanted to spend those Bardic dice on mana, you could burn them, and then when you finish a short rest and get them back, you could burn them again. That's actually 20. You can get your mana ramped up to 100 mana per day if you don't use any Bardic Inspiration and cash that in for spells. Alternatively, if you take all 80 mana at 20th level and put them into Bardic Inspiration die, you have, what, 5, 10... 20, 80 divided by 2 is 40. So 40, 50. You'd have 50 Bardic Inspiration die a day that you could just throw at your adventuring party to permanently spike all D20 tests that you're making. And then you have subclass features, I believe, that expend Bardic Inspiration to trigger additional effects. So you could just spam your subclass options all day. That's a neat thing that you can do with that. And then the Jack of all trades, you have proficiency bonuses, counter charm, shut down charm effects, expertise, magical secrets. Whenever you gain a Bardic level, you can choose to prepare a number of Bardic spells. A max level spell gained as a bard from the... Okay, yeah, this is different. Whenever you gain a bard level, you can choose to prepare a number of spells equal to the max spell level gained as a bard from the... Because this talks about the actual language in the player's handbook allows you to have a number of spells. You gain one spell every time you gain an additional spell level. And while we could do that, because, I mean, you gain a spell level at 13th and 15th and 17th level, etc. So we could certainly operate that way, but we have a 10th level spell slot at 19th level that we use. So if you can gain a number of magical secrets equal to your maximum spell level, the maximum amount of mana that you can tap, which is 10. These contests, whenever you can choose to prepare a number of spells equal to the max spell level gained as a bard. They talk about in the player's handbook, it's whenever you gain a new spell level as a bard, or a new spell slot, like your spell slot increases in size, then you get another magical secret. This is, instead is you get 4, because it's level 10, you get 5 magical secrets right up front, and then you'll get another 5 every other level that you can start preparing. Let's see. Whenever you can attention, these count as bard spells for you. So it could be from the cleric, druid, and the wizard spell list to become bard spells for you. And then word of creation, power word heal, and power word kill is just added. There you go. And so we're going. Okay, great. So that's walking through basically state of our state of beginning. We've got all the class features built out. And we are going to feed in the rest of the college stuff. Like, we have some spells here, but we haven't... I believe we don't have the rest of the features here listed because at the time we didn't see any reason to change them. So this is an opportunity, since we've built out all the classes and we're play testing the martial power system on my Discord channel on the weekend. It's linked down below if you're interested. Since we're in that play testing state, there's not a lot of changes happening right now. We're seeing if the designs that we have work well before we go back and change the design. So we're in a resting state. So I don't have any design work to do for the power system right now. So now we're working on the 2024, updating the 2014 books to the 2024 mana system with the new 2024 character rules and how 5e24 changed character creation and how your character operates. So needed to address that, and that is what we are working on. So this is the old player's hand, the 2014. Let's go to open link in a new tab here. Here's 2024. Let's go down to Call to Dance. So it's what, 3, 6, 6, 14. 3, 3, 6, 14. 3, 3, 6, 14. 3, 3, 6, 14. So I don't know why. Dance has 2 6 and only 1/3. So we'll look to see if we can make either of these 6 actually a third, since we're modifying stuff anyway. We didn't get a spell list for the Bard for the College of Dance. It doesn't look like Bards get any free spells, but I believe that they should have a set of free spells because they can be any color that you want. Thorn Whip can be used by Rakdos, a Rakdos dance. That makes perfect sense. So, but Thorn Whip is a green only spell. So when you use Thorn Whip as a Rakdos Bard, it can be red or black or a mix of them. It doesn't matter. Expeditious Retreat. Although Thorn Whip is a cantrip, so it technically doesn't require any mana, but you would narrate it as a color, kind of like how Martial Powers narrates its mana use. Haste, Slow, Compulsion, Freedom of Movement, Destructive Wave. These all feel like good decisions as far as a dance college goes. So insert Fame theme song here. If you know Fame, you know what I mean. 3, 3. We're gonna go 3, 3, 6, 14, and we have the spells. So 3, 3, 3, 6, 14. And what are the different things called? Dazzling Footwork. Inspiring Movement. I'm certain I can convert Inspiring Movement down to 3rd. Oh, wait. Nope, it has to be Tandem Footwork. No, shit, they're both inspiration dice things. You can cause a creature you can see. You always have the Charm Person and Mirror Image up. 3, Bardic Inspiration. 6, you always have the Command spell prepared as a bonus action. Take Unearthly Appearance during this time. Command as a bonus action. Charmed. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again. Okay, so there's no consistent rule about 3 versus 6 on Bardic Inspiration dice. So that's good news. That means I can probably get away. Let's determine what level we're going to go with when we see them. One of them is probably going to be 3rd. Tandem Footwork, Dazzling Footwork. No, wait. That's 6. And Inspiring Movement, thank you. There's some other glitchy stuff that I found floating around. I can't recall what it is offhand at the moment, but we've caught out weird inconsistent. Oh, like the wrong spell level on the cleric. I can't remember. It was like Contagion or something. We observed that on last night. Yeah, that was last night. So you can watch the Thursday night video. Cleric's number 3, I think. It's like they get things wrong. They have typos. Like I'm not convinced that Silvery Barbs was a typo, that it was supposed to be 2nd level like all the other Ravnica spells. But they said it was on purpose. I'm going to cut paste features. so I can copy what's still relevant and convert what should change. This is the easiest way for me to make sure that I have everything right. While you aren't wearing armor or wielding shield, you gain the following benefits. You have advantage on any charisma checks made that involve you dancing. Okay. Can you get advantages in conversations and like when using persuasion if you're trying to dance around a subject? Maybe you'd get a bonus on your deception charisma score check that way. I like that. I'm gonna make that stick. Man, there's a lot going on here. You have advantage on charisma checks. Your base armor class equals 10 plus your dexterity. When you expend a use of your bardic inspiration as part of an action, a bonus action, or a reaction, you can make one unarmored strike as part of that action, bonus action, or holy shit. When you expend a use of your bardic inspiration as part of an action, a bonus action, or a reaction, you can make one unarmed strike as part of that action, bonus action. That's a lot of reactions, dude. Am I misunderstanding that? I'm gonna have to consult the sages to verify. Are you really getting 3 reactions? There was some squirrely language that we saw in, I think it was in the cleric when we were working on that, about how wizards worded it as number of like they said like number of reactions instead of your reaction. And it was a weird thing to say, so that makes me think that this bard actually has multiple reactions. God, that's crazy. No, I mean it's just sorry, it's only one reaction. It's a kicker effect on the reaction. Yeah, okay, this is making sense. You can just do a shitload of stuff as long as you have something you can do with your bardic inspiration dice. As part of when you expend a use of your bardic inspiration as part of an action, say the attack action, a bonus action, say handing off a point of inspiration to an ally, or reaction, such as ramping up an ally's result of their D20 test. I could easily every round with this character expend like 3 per round. So me having a battery of 50 uses of bardic inspiration on this character, that now translates into about 13 rounds of combat. So like, hey, that's not bad. That's not bad. And you'd have to go through the process of converting your mana. Let's double check that. Did it take an action for me to convert them, or can I just convert them? In addition, you can expend 2 points of mana, no action required, to regain 1 expended use of bardic inspiration. There you go. So when I use the action and I want to make an unarmed attack as part of it, I'm out of inspiration, I just spend 2 mana without requiring any action, now have a point of bardic inspiration to then just spend on the extra attack. So basically this character can, at will, anytime I take an action using bardic inspiration, I can just spend 2 mana and have an unarmed attack, which I can probably ramp with inspiration. So let's see how that plays out. Wow, what a fucking crazy action loop that is. I love that. When you expend a use, yeah, that's awesome. Bardic damage. You can use your dexterity instead of your strength for your attack rolls. When you deal damage with an unarmed strike, you can deal bludgeoning damage equal to a roll of your bardic inspiration die plus your dexterity modifier instead of the strike's normal damage. This roll doesn't expend the die. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Let's see what these other effects are and if they are worthy of 3rd, 6th level as listed, or we can drop one of them down to 3rd or rebuild it so that it scales from 3rd. That's another way you can cheat things around on levels. When an enemy you can see ends its turn within 5 feet of you, you can take a reaction and expend 1 use of your bardic inspiration to move up to half your speed. Then one ally of your choice within 30 feet of you can also move up to half their speed using their reaction. And I can expend 2 mana or a Bardic Inspiration die to trigger an attack at the beginning, during, or at the end of that movement that I gained as a reaction. Because that's the third level class feature. None of this features movement provoke opportunity attacks. That's really good. It's good, but I don't know if it's necessarily 6th level good. Tandem footwork. When you roll initiative, you can expend 1 use of your Bardic Inspiration die if you don't have the incapacitated condition. If you do so, roll your Bardic Inspiration die. You and each ally within 30 feet of you who can see or hear you gain a bonus to initiative equal to the number rolled. That's, again, 2 mana to be able to do that pretty much anytime you roll initiative. And then leading evasion, I'm sure, is going to be fine at 14. So it's just a question of, could either one of these be 3rd level? One use of your Bardic Inspiration to move up to half your speed. You know what? I am going to drop Inspiring Movement down to 3rd level because, oh no, we have the Bardic Inspiration. We can spend that as a reaction at any time to juice somebody. So, Tandem Foot, so Inspiring Movement at 6 feels fine. Tandem Footwork, when you roll initiative, you can expend 1 use of your Bardic Inspiration die if you don't have any. When you do so, roll your you and each ally within 30 feet of you who can see or hear you. Yeah, that's the one that we're going to drop. They put 2 on 6 because they think they're overloading 3rd with features. I understand why they're doing that now. I see it. I see it. But I don't... Agile Strikes is freaking crazy. The unarmed defenses, Agile Strikes. Let's look at the Barbarian in comparison, because that feels most like Rage as opposed to the monks. But I just want to see how much power a Barbarian gets at 3rd level. Frenzy. And you can channel powers when you attempt certain tasks. Whenever you make an ability check using one of the following skills, you can use your channeling ability score instead. In addition, you can expend mana as an exploit, rolling 1 power die per mana expended up to your max channeling limit, adding the highest roll plus your rage bonus to the results. That's really good. That's really good. So, what do you get at 3rd level normally, Bard? Nothing. So this doesn't feel like it's outclocking other classes, but what about, let's look at other, I'm not convinced. So let's go look at other Bards and see if we can suss out. Mantle of Inspiring, you can weave Fey Magic into a song and dance as a bonus action. You can spend use Bardic Inspiration die, rolling a Bardic Inspiration die, do so. Number of creatures within 60 feet of yourself, up to a number equal to your Charisma modifier. There you go. Yep. I am now at peace at this being 3rd level. When you roll initiative, you can expend 1 use of your Bardic Inspiration die if you don't have the incapacitated condition. Each creature gains a number of temporary hit points equal to 2 times the number rolled on the Bardic Inspiration die. This has a numerical impact on combat on a number of characters within 60 feet equal to your Charisma modifier by expending a Bardic Inspiration point as a bonus action. And it's 3rd level. How about you? Cunning words. Damage roll, ability check, rolling your reaction, expend a use of Bardic Inspiration. Or your Bardic Inspiration, subtract the number rolled from the creature's roll, reducing the damage and potentially turning the success into a failure. Yeah, you got 50 of those. 50 of those per day of reducing enemy D20 test results. It's pretty damn good. These spells can come from. This guy doesn't like get anything for Bardic Inspiration. Proficiencies, that's it. Proficiencies in a reaction is all that you get. And your juice is what these spells can come from. And at level 6, you get 2 spells from any list. You learn 2 spells of your choice. These spells can come from blah, 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 blah. A spell you choose must be a cantrip or a spell for which you have a spell slot, up to your maximum spell level. You always have the chosen spells prepared, and okay. You can replace one of these spells with another that meets their requirements. Nice. Okay, yeah, so they're putting a lot of value on you getting 2 extra spells. Sure. Combat Inspiration. It like eats up almost their entire budget, man. But they got the silvery barb effect, and they've got and they get 2 extra spells, and that's realistically what most people are ever going to encounter with them, and some extra proficiencies. So that's what was that College of Lore? Yeah, College of Lore. That one's only so. Combat Inspiration, defense, reaction roll, Bardic Inspiration die, add a numbered AC, and then offense immediately after the creature hits a target with an attack roll. The creature can roll the Bardic Inspiration die and add the number rolled to the attack's damage against the target. And add the number rolled to the attack's damage against that target. Nice. That's pretty cool. And that's at 3rd. And then martial training. And then at 6th level, yeah, this guy doesn't use inspiration dice at all. Oh wait, Bardic Inspiration die. Defense: when a creature is hit by an attack roll, a creature reaction, and add the number. Got it. When a creature is hit by an attack roll. Okay, that makes use of it. Thank you. Derp. And this one is the attack damage. I just saw that. So never mind what I just said. Yes, it has 1 feature, 2 uses. So it has 2 uses. Okay, great. And that's at 3rd level. I think this is going to be just fine. We can make Tandem Footwork 3rd level. When you roll initiative, you can expend 1 use of your Bardic Inspiration. If you don't have the incapacitated condition, when you do so, roll a Bardic Inspiration die. You and a number of allies within 30 feet of you equal to your charisma modifier, minimum of 1. You can see here you gains a bonus to initiative equal to the number rolled. There you go. Easy peasy. And then 6, we stick with Tandem Footwork. Thank you. Nope. Thank you. Inspiring Movement. Thank you. These are really fun. I love the opportunity to do this process of translating all the classes into the spell point system, because it really gives me a chance to understand like what's the logic that's being used and the decisions made about how they're structuring the subclasses and what features that they're giving to them. So I love that. I love that. When an enemy you can see ends its turn within 5 feet of you, you can take a reaction, expend 1 use of your Bardic Inspiration to move up to half your speed. Then one ally of your choice within 30 feet of you can also move up to half their speed using their reaction. None of the features movement provoke. None of this feature's movement provokes opportunity attacks. Period. That is proper English. 2. And leading evasion. So much fun. It's so much fun to do this. When you are subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dexterity saving throw to take only half damage, you instead take no damage if you succeed on the saving throw and only half damage if you fail. If any creature within 5 feet of you are making the same dexterity saving throw, you can share this benefit with them for that save. You can't use this feature if you have an incapacitated condition. Sad but true. All right, hey, that was easy enough. This character rocks. Okay, so we can. It's a bonus action to. Let's double check that real quick. Bardic Inspiration. Bonus action. You can give 1 die of inspiration to a creature within 60 feet of yourself who can see or hear you. A creature can have only 1 Bardic Inspiration point at a time. When a creature fails a D20 test, you can roll it. Maybe you get it back. Reaction is not used. Right. Reaction. When a creature within 60 feet of yourself who can see or hear you fails a D20 test, you can use your reaction to roll a Bardic Inspiration die and add the number rolled to the D20, potentially turning the failure into a success. So as I can, each round, I have my normal action, which, like, say, I cast a spell. And then I have my bonus action that I then give you a point of inspiration, and I can, as another point of inspiration, no, it's whenever I use a Bardic Inspiration point, right? So as a bonus action, I could give you a Bardic Inspiration die, and you'll use it this turn because I'm going to give you another one next turn. So burn through those to hit shit. And so you're going to use the. Wait a second, let's double check. When the creature fails a D20 test, yeah, D20 test is anytime you throw a D20. Saving throws, ability checks, death saves, and attack rolls. They're all the D20 tests. So Bardic Inspiration die just do work. So I can hand you a bonus inspiration die that you can use immediately before I give you another one next turn. And because I gave you that point, I can now make an unarmed attack against the target that's within range. And then as a reaction, when a creature that I see or hear fails, so you could use your Bardic Inspiration die, fail, and then I could use my reaction to give you a new inspiration die roll if it would make a difference. And as a result of that reaction, burning that Bardic Inspiration point, I can now make another unarmed attack because that's how the dancer works. So I cast a spell, I get an attack with a bonus action, I get an attack with a reaction, and allies are burning through. We're burning through 2 Bardic Inspiration dice per round. So, and I can keep that up for at 20th level. I can keep that up for 12 rounds of combat. And then when I take a short rest, I can do it another 5 times. So that's a lot. It's cool. It makes me wanna play a bard. Bard subclasses. Okay, great. So Calls of Dance is complete. How am I doing on time? Let me check my clock over here. It's 43 minutes. I've still got 15 minutes left. Yeah, I can go ahead and get into the College of Glamour. Give ourselves some free spells. 3. Let's pick up another 3. 6. 14. Oh, easy peasy. So let's kick on down to the College of Glamour. Flavor text is free. Beguiling Magic. Okay, well, looks like we already translated. Immediately after you expend mana to cast one of your Glamour's bonus spells. One of your bonus Glamour spells. As in these here. Whenever I expend mana to cast one of these spells, I can cause a creature that I can see within 60 feet of myself to make a wisdom saving throw against my spell save DC. On a failed save, the target has a charmed or frightened condition, my choice, for 1 minute. The target repeats the save at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. Wow, that's freaking crazy. I love that. Once you use this benefit, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. You can also restore your use of it by expending 1 use of your Bardic Inspiration. So for 2 mana, you can get this back. You can fear somebody for a minute, or charm them for a minute. For 2 mana, as a free action, as part of you casting a spell that you're already casting, that's great value. Okay, cool. And then we have Mantle of Inspiration. Why do we have Mantle of Inspiration as 6? Mantle of Majesty. Song or dance to fill it as a bonus action. You can spend 1 Bardic Inspiration die, rolling a Bardic Inspiration, and you do so. Choose a number of other creatures. Those creatures gain a number of temporary hit points. Command is a bonus action. That's Mantle of Majesty. And this is Mantle of Inspiration. And let's go ahead and fetch this. And we'll translate it. You can weave Fey Magic into it. I don't care about the flavor. As a bonus action, you can expend the use of Bardic Inspiration, rolling a Bardic Inspiration. As a bonus action, expend the use of Bardic Inspiration, rolling a Bardic Inspiration die. When you do so, choose a number of other creatures within 60 feet of yourself, up to the number equal to your Charisma modifier, maximum of 1. Each of those creatures gain a number of temporary hit points equal to 2 times the number rolled on the Bardic Inspiration die. And then each can use its reaction to move up to its speed without provoking opportunity attacks. Hey, that's awesome. No need to change it. It's just going to stand. So I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it in there for thoroughness. Used by expending. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. You can also restore your use of it by expending a 3rd level spell slot. No action required, or 3 mana, basically is what that translates into. So, as a bonus action, you can tap 3 mana to take on an unearthly appearance while you maintain concentration. So, tap 3 mana basically means that you're concentrating on a spell as a you're concentrating on an effect as though it is a 3rd level spell. You have to be 5th level to cast 3rd level spells. If it's a concentration spell like Haste, you have to maintain concentration. Well, you'll tap your mana, and for however long you leave that mana tapped, you maintain concentration on it. You can stack. You can tap as much mana equal to your maximum spell level. So if you are a 9th level wizard, you can cast 5th level spells. That means you can have 5 levels worth of concentration at any time, which means that you would, instead of saying like, while maintaining concentration on a 3rd level spell, I can just say while 3 mana is tapped. It's a little bit quicker to say it that way with some jargon that's MTG styled. So you tap the 3 mana to cast the 3rd level spell, Haste, and you maintain that, but you're a 9th level wizard. So you have 2 levels that are left over. I can also tap 2 mana and cast Web and maintain concentration on both Web and Haste at the same time. and it fills all 5 spell levels with concentration instead of only 1 spell at a time. It's however many spell levels I can maintain at a time, which sounds broken, and it is. So to fix that, we ramp the DC and make it more difficult to maintain concentration. Your concentration DC is 10 plus the amount of mana that you have tapped. So if you have 5 mana tapped, your concentration DC is 15, or half damage taken, whichever is higher. So damage taken, that's a Constitution saving throw, and it's going to be at least DC 15 in this circumstance. However, every saving throw you make is weighed against your concentration. So if I get toppled because I got hit with a mallet, and I now have to make a strength saving throw or get knocked prone, I might not care if I get knocked prone or not, but if I don't hit at least a DC 15 on that strength saving throw, I'm losing all my spells. And I'm going to have to spend time and mana to cast them again. So I need to make sure that I'm never in a position where I'm getting toppled every round, or like pushed, or grappled. You know, all these things trigger saving throws, and that's the last thing I want to do if I'm a spellcaster that's completely ramped up with mana, maintaining concentration on a bunch of stuff. So it's fun, is what it is. It lets you kind of gestalt your spell casting, so you can ramp effects and build combos by yourself, and at the same time, you need to make sure that you're not going to get dinged, because I could hit you. I could just toss a Ray of Frost cantrip at you and force you make a DC 13 saving throw or lose half your movement next turn. You don't care. You weren't planning on moving anyway, but you're maintaining 8 levels worth of bullshit as a 15th level character, and now you have to hit a dexterity saving throw of DC 18, and you've got a +1 to your stat. So you're like, oh, that's brutal. So that makes up for the amount of time, like the amount of mana that you can sling. Yeah, you can cast a lot of spells doing this, and you're going to have to, because the DM's job is to constantly shit test you, to knock down your mana pool, to make it difficult for you, because you can burn so many spells. You're gonna be like, can I risk if I can keep this spell up? It's a great spell to use. I don't know if I can keep up a Guardian Spirits and Conjure Animals spell at the same time. I don't know if I can stack that and survive one round of combat. I might just be dumping 7 mana. So what am I going to do? And then you start figuring out how you're going to play your game. And the martial power system that we have is really good about preventing targets from attacking your enemy. Once you get to like 9th level and higher, you can control who can attack what. So you can keep your team safe by using control actions that shut down, like goading them, or like a compelling strike forces them to attack you each turn until they hit you, and then they break free of the effect, or make an intelligence saving throw. But while they're attacking you specifically, your spellcasters aren't being targeted with BS saving throws. So it's like goading and redirecting attacks to hit you instead of your ally that you're guarding. These are things that you can do to control that saving throw interaction. So your martial characters really become tanks that take saving throws and prevent saving throws from reaching the spellcasters. So you have clearly defined paths where the casters are like these mega nova cannons that can do ungodly powerful things and stack all these aura effects on themselves and become just giant mana batteries on the battlefield, and the marshals that protect them are doing everything they can to prevent them from being approached or being forced to take on saving throws from just BS shit tests, so that you can keep your floating mana battery going across the battlefield, shredding stuff as it comes along. So you have that protector role of marshals brunting the incoming force of physical attacks, while your casters are on the back line pushing their mana and all their spell casting forward past the soldiers. So it's a fun tactical feel, and the 5-foot grid that 5e leans into actually facilitates that idea. So it's fun. It's worth exploring. And again, all those books are linked down below. But we're almost done. Majesty is good. Inspiration is good. Mantle of Majesty, that's good. And then 14. Let's do Unbreakable Majesty, and then we'll be out of time. Yeah, I'm down to a few minutes. So this has been a good session, man. We got 2 of these done. I'm going to be back. I'm going to do more of this Monday night. There's 3 Forsaken subclasses that were not picked up for 2024 that will translate from the 2014 version. And there's 2 more subclasses from the actual reprint of the 2024 rebuild, College of Lore and College of Valor. We looked at both of them already, but we need to go through all of the features to make sure everything's square. So that's only 5 subclasses. I know I can do 8 a night on a Monday night. So we should be well within curve, finish out Bard, and then start playing with Warlocks. So that's what we'll be doing on Monday. But just to cap this off, as a bonus action, you can assume a magical majestic presence for 1 minute or until you have the incapacitated condition. For the duration, whenever any creature hits you with an attack roll for the first time on a turn, the attacker must succeed on a charisma saving throw against your spell save DC, or the attack misses instead as the creature recoils from your majesty. Let's look at this again real quick. As a bonus action, you can assume a magical majestic presence. As a bonus action, you can tap 3 mana to take on the unearthly appearance while you maintain concentration. During this time, you can cast command as a bonus action without expending mana. See, this requires you to maintain concentration. We're level 6. What does it do here? Cast command as a bonus action without expending a spell slot. Automatically fails saving throws. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest, and you have to expend a 3rd level spell slot to get it back. So you spend 3 mana, and you get 1 minute use of this ability. The way that we're doing it is we make it a concentration effect. So you spend 3 mana up front, and then however long you can maintain concentration on it with a DC 13 saving throw, you can keep it active and you can utilize the effect. You can cast command as a bonus action without expending mana. Any creature charmed by you automatically fails its saving throw against the command you cast with this feature. So this is a 3rd level spell effect, like effectively like haste. And as you ramp up in levels, you can use this on top of other things. So what do we have here? As a bonus action, you can assume a magical majestic presence for 1 minute or until you have the incapacitated condition. For the duration, whenever any creature hits you with an attack roll for the first time on a turn, the attacker must succeed on a charisma saving throw against your spell save DC on it. If the attack misses, instead as the creature recoils from your majesty. So it's a sanctuary effect. Once you assume this majestic presence, you can't do so again until you finish a short or long rest. And you can regain this feature by expending 4 points of mana. No action required. And that's my timer. All right, let's make sure we have this stitched up. Good session today, guys. I had a blast. I love this stuff so much. So fun. You're welcome to drop into my Discord channel. It's linked down below. Say hey. Hey, Fernando. I'm just about checking out today, my man. I'm just wrapping up right now. Yeah, this feels good. The presence for 1 minute. So what I could do is I could make this a mana tap thing. Normally you'd only be able to do it for a short or a long rest, but if we made it a concentration effect, you could sustain it for a longer period of time than 1 minute. But 14th level means you have access to 7th level spells. So if I made this, so we already have the Mantle of Majesty, which is 3 mana. If we made this a concentration effect that you could basically use at will for 4 mana, you could have both Unbreakable Majesty and Mantle of Majesty active at the same time. Hits you with an attack roll for the first time. The attacker must succeed or the attack misses. Once you... but it's just... It's just Sanctuary. Right on, man. Let's double check. Let's look at Sanctuary real quick, and then I gotta go. You want a creature within range until the spell ends. Any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack roll or a damaging spell must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw, or either choose a new target or lose the attacker's spell. This spell doesn't protect the warded creature from area of effects. Yeah, it's a first level spell. It's a first level concentration spell. There. You can cast Sanctuary at will without expending mana. You can cast Sanctuary targeting yourself, targeting only yourself. At will without expending mana. Bonus time. Bonus action to cast. Lasts 1 minute. It's the Sanctuary spell. They made a first level Sanctuary spell a class feature that you can only use on once per short rest for 14th level. Can you believe that? Oh, hey, what's up, Blocks? And it seems like an interesting idea. Excited to go and watch the whole playlist. There's a lot of it, my man. And check out the books down below. They're all free previews. If you want to buy them, God bless you. But here's the entire book series right here. There's 7 books in the series altogether. You can read all of them cover to cover. I ran multiple campaigns from level 1 to 20. I first started printing them in 2018. That was my first playtest. And then 2022. And then from 2023 through 2020, beginning of 2025. Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of time with it. It works pretty good. It works pretty good. So, check that stuff out, man. If you think any of it's cool, thanks. I gotta go. It's this is my lunch stream. I'm pushing past my hour, so I'm going to kick out of here. But I'm going to be back Monday night for a 3-hour session. I will finish the rest of the 2024 Bard subclasses, and then we'll go into the 2014 and update those for the 2024 and the color mana system altogether. So, yeah, right on, man. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you guys. I'll see you guys on Monday morning for more artwork. And then Monday night for more game design.